Welcome back. You're watching 23 ABC News. If you're looking for a job, some positions require pre-employment tests during the hiring process. So what do you need to know about these tests? Well, joining us now with more details is Josh Connor from JobFest Kern County, as he does most mornings, most Monday mornings. Josh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so let's start out with what exactly are pre-employment tests?
So these pre-assessment tests is what I like to tell them, or pre-employment assessment tests. They measure all kinds of stuff that's going on in your brain: integrity, your personality, what skills you have, your emotional intelligence. They ask a lot of those situational type. If you had a customer that was upset, how would you handle it? It usually gives you A, B, C, D. There is no right answer, no wrong answers. I've actually seen people take these tests and get actually a higher position due to their answers on this test. So it actually works out for both the employer and the job seeker.
And how can people prepare for these sorts of tests?
There are so many tests online. I mean, you can just type in assessment test or free pre-employment assessment test. A lot of the questions are going to be the same. They're going to be worded a little bit differently, but they're all going to have the same concept. And this saves time for the employers. Let's say they got 500 applications. The computer can scan through those assessments real fast and give them whatever they're looking for, whatever skills or behavior that they want. It's going to shoot out those ones and say, okay, these are your 25 that answered correctly about their abilities and their values and all that stuff.
Yeah, why is it so important for employers to, I guess, give potential employees these sorts of tests?
Like I said, it's for the employers just to save their time. Instead of hiring somebody, we all know it costs a lot of money for the screening, the drug testing, sometimes uniforms, vehicles, all kinds of stuff. And then they get there, and then the job seeker's like, wait, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. So they want to dig deep into your mind, because during every interview, they're going to say, this is, the job seeker says, this is what I want to do. This is my goal, really not knowing what the actual work is like. So again, before you take these assessments, make sure you read the job description, and that's going to give you an idea of how to answer these. Don't lie, but it's going to give you an idea of how to answer them.
And typically, do people applying, do they have to do these sorts of tests before the interview process, or is it, after the initial interview?
I've actually done them both. I've had it where you apply online and you hit apply, and then it sends you straight to the assessment test. I've had them where I do the interview, and then this was actually math back when I was in the oil fields. It was for a mud engineer. I actually had to take a math test like right then after my interview, so it all depends. But again, do your research. Make sure that your application is up to date, your resume is good to go, and you're just answering honestly. And one thing I like to do is the first one that pops in my head, I'll read all 4 answers. If I kind of slowed down on answer B, that's probably going to be the right one. Don't dig into these like, well, it could be one of these two. Just go ahead and answer the one that feels strongest to you, and it's correct in your mind, so it's correct to the employers too, and that's what they're looking for.
Go with your gut. Don't they always say that?
Absolutely. Your gut feeling. Yes.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.